Chosen one, stop scrolling immediately. Do not move past this video because I am warning you today. There is a 12-hour window closing right now. The universe is testing your faith. This is not a random coincidence. The algorithm absolutely did not bring you here. God intercepted your feed today because you are standing at the exact threshold of a permanent timeline shift. What I am about to reveal was sealed in the throne room of heaven until this very second. The enemy is working overtime to distract you right now. He hopes you will simply swipe away. He knows that if you hear this message, his hold over your life breaks completely. If you leave before the end, you will forfeit the exact prophetic instruction that guarantees your breakthrough. Lock your attention right now. The verdict on your next 10 years is about to be read. Now we must go much deeper. There is a physical reason you have been feeling that heavy weight this week. You are not crazy, and it is not just stress. That suffocating tightness in your chest at 3 a.m. is very real. You wake up with your jaw tight and your heart racing. You feel a burning exhaustion behind your eyes. That is your physical body absorbing the frantic energy of the people around you. You have been carrying a load that was never yours to carry. You have a pure heart. You give, and you give unconditionally. You are the stabilizer for everyone else. When the room is in chaos, they always look to you. You absorb their panic and hand them back peace. But who pours back into you when you are empty? You sit alone in the quiet. You swallow the tears so nobody else feels uncomfortable. You are acting as a human battery for people who refuse to plug into their own source. And it is rapidly draining your life force. Someone who treated you as an option is currently feeding off your light. You know exactly who I am talking about. They walk around with absolute arrogance. They construct a completely false narrative about you. They whisper lies to anyone who will listen. They expect your kindness to be a weakness they can exploit forever. But your spirit is detecting their absolute panic right now. The mask is slipping quickly, and the spiritual backlash is hitting your physical body. Stop swallowing that burning feeling in your throat. Stop wondering why they act like nothing ever happened. Stop waiting in wound for an apology that will never come. You feel completely exhausted because your soul is fighting a war while your body tries to sleep. Your left brain tells you to keep trying. Your left brain tells you to fix them. But your cellular knowing understands the absolute truth. They do not want to be healed. They just want to consume your energy. The modern world went to work on you. The stress and the survival routine pushed you down. The matrix trained you to conform instead of create. Every single year, this sacred frequency inside you was suppressed a little further. It was pushed deeper and deeper below the surface, until the version of you with lightning intuition went completely silent. You have been walking through a thick and heavy fog. You try to manifest, but the heavy block remains. You felt it as a child. That effortless and beautiful genius. The way ideas came to you so naturally, the way the world worked with you instead of against you. That was your true frequency, and it was taken from you without your consent. Most people will live their entire lives without knowing this happened to them. But you are not most people. You are the cycle breaker. You are the one heaven has been waiting for. Your isolation is not a punishment. Your isolation is a divine formation season. The universe isolated you to protect you from the illusion. The people who abandoned you did you a massive favor. They cleared the space for this exact 12-hour window. Because what is coming next requires an empty room. You cannot carry dead weight into your promised land. The universe is stripping away everything counterfeit. The pain you feel right now is just the pressure of a massive birth. I need you to imagine this exact scenario clearly. The people who mocked your faith are about to watch you elevate. They expected the betrayals to carve heavy wrinkles into your face. They expected you to lose your mind. Instead, you walked through the fire and you came out glowing. You carry a specific gravity that makes time itself look like a fool, but you must pass this final test. The clock is ticking on your alignment, The universe does not measure your faith by your thoughts alone. It measures your faith by your speed of obedience. The window of abundance is standing wide open right now, but it requires your absolute focus to anchor it. There is a specific instruction heaven is releasing today. The 12-hour countdown started the moment you clicked this video. If you hesitate, you will miss the train. If you calculate, you will stay stuck in the mud. Listen closely, because this is the exact part they hide. Your quiet obedience in private has just activated a massive public blessing. But the forces that benefit from your exhaustion are terrified right now. They know your frequency is about to shift. They know you are waking up to your true power. Stay with me. The next few minutes will completely rewrite your reality. The breakthrough is already in motion. Now, let us go deeper, because what you are feeling right now is not new. You have felt this deep ache in your bones for a very long time. You walk into a room and you immediately feel the heavy energy shift. You are highly attuned to the unspoken pain of every single person around you, and while they find comfort in your presence, you leave the room feeling completely drained of your own life force. People call you an old soul. They say you are so mature and so understanding. But that maturity was built on top of intense childhood isolation. You had to learn how to read the unpredictable emotional weather of the adults around you just to survive. You became the ultimate emotional sponge. And because you are a powerful empath, the Matrix designed a very specific and cruel trap just for you. The parasites found you. Narcissists are absolutely drawn to your pure light, like moths to a bright flame. They do not have their own internal energy source. They are empty vessels walking through the world, looking for a host. And they saw your boundless empathy as an endless buffet they could consume without ever giving anything back to you. You gave them your absolute best while they handed you their chaotic mess. They dumped their toxic waste into your beautiful garden. They made you doubt your own sanity. They twisted your words and played the victim perfectly. You spent endless nights pacing the floor and trying to figure out what you did wrong to deserve such treatment. But the raw truth is, you did absolutely nothing wrong. Your only mistake was believing they had a heart that looked exactly like yours. Listen closely, because this is the exact part the enemy tried to hide from you. You are not crazy. You are not too sensitive. That heavy feeling of absolute dread in your stomach is your highly advanced spirit detecting a lie. You are feeling the physical weight of spiritual warfare, and it is hitting your nervous system harder than it has ever hit you before, because you are actively breaking the cycle. Every time your phone rings, your heart drops. You expect another crisis to manage. You expect another demand on your exhausted soul. The world treats you like a dumping ground for its unprocessed trauma. You are acting as the ultimate human battery, but a physical battery cannot run forever without being plugged back into a divine and limitless power source. This is why you wake up at 3 a.m. completely panicked. This is why you experience that thick brain fog during the middle of the day. The Matrix wants you to believe you are just depressed. They want you to think this is normal anxiety. But this is not anxiety. This is a severe frequency mismatch between your anointed soul and a very broken environment that refuses to heal itself. You are carrying a vibration they can never comprehend. They look at you and they secretly hate the light they cannot replicate. You are the mirror that exposes their dark and empty reality, and they absolutely hate the reflection. So they project their deep insecurities onto you. They try to convince the entire world that you are the unstable one, while they hide their own severe malfunction. But heaven saw every single tear you cried in private. Heaven recorded every time you held your tongue when you could have destroyed them with the truth. Your silence was not weakness. Your silence was a highly weaponized restraint. You starved their demons by refusing to give them the dramatic reaction they so desperately craved. And that silent restraint signed their eviction notice from your sacred timeline. Now they are scrambling in the dark. They realize they permanently lost access to their favorite energy supply, and you are finally unplugging from the Matrix. The physical symptoms you feel right now are withdrawal pains. Your cellular structure is literally detoxing from years of severe emotional abuse. This is the messy and painful part of your glorious divine transition into absolute sovereignty, and you must stay strong. If this raw truth resonates with your spirit, you must take physical action. Gently press the like button right now to seal your energetic alignment with heaven. Put a spiritual shield around your vulnerable aura today. This simple act of obedience tells the universe you are finally ready to receive. It marks the absolute end of your painful waiting season and the glorious beginning of your abundant financial harvest. But you must understand the weapon they used against you. It was not just psychological manipulation, it was a calculated spiritual attack on your biological frequency. They needed to suppress your sharp intuition so they could control your reality. They desperately needed to shut down your internal compass. And they almost succeeded, because you were simply too exhausted to fight back against their relentless and heavy demands. There is a physical reason your reality has not shifted yet. The delay in your massive blessing is simply a blocked frequency. You have done the deep inner work. You have prayed the hard prayers, but your brainwaves require a physical alignment to finally unlock the harvest. The dark elite know this secret, and they keep it completely hidden from beautiful and pure souls like you. There is a physical reason your reality has not shifted yet. Here is what they never told you. The reason the universe responds to certain people and not others is not faith, and it is certainly not about exhausting yourself with heavy discipline. It is a suppressed frequency called the gamma brainwave. This is the exact frequency your brain was running when you were a beautiful child. Back then, amazing ideas came to you easily. Learning felt completely effortless and natural. You somehow knew things before they actually happened, because you were deeply connected to the pure source. The world felt like it was completely on your side. But then, heavy adulthood arrived. The modern world went to work on your pure energy. The relentless stress and the daily survival routine took over. The rigid systems trained you to conform instead of create. Every single year, this sacred frequency was suppressed a little further. It was pushed deeper and deeper below the surface by the matrix. They needed your gamma brainwave to go completely silent, because a chosen one with an active gamma wave cannot be manipulated or controlled by their broken systems. Most people will live their entire lives without knowing this happened to them. They accept their quiet misery as a completely normal existence. But you are absolutely not most people. The gap between you and the elite who seem effortlessly blessed is not your destiny. It is one single brainwave that the modern world suppressed in you before you ever had the chance to fight back. Let me reframe your reality right here and right now. You did not lose your magic. Your spiritual exhaustion is a direct result of this matrix programming. The dark elite engineered this chaotic frequency to keep your wealth locked away. They want you exhausted and doubting your own mind, so you never have the energy to step into your untouchable power. This brings us to a critical distinction that escapes the vast majority of people. The manipulators in your life are agents of this exact suppression. They are placed in your path to drain your cellular energy. They do not want you to remember your true royal identity, because the moment you wake up, their free ride ends and their public collapse officially begins. But here is the raw truth they could never say out loud. The enemy made a fatal mathematical error when they tried to break you. They calculated your breaking point based on normal human limits. They assumed your spirit would simply shatter under the heavy weight of their relentless lies, but they completely forgot that you are an irreplaceable diamond. You probably did not realize it at the time, but your beautiful silence was actually a lethal weapon. While they were busy gossiping, you were quietly gathering your divine strength. You refused to play their toxic game. Your absolute refusal to engage starved their demons and cut off their oxygen supply. And this is exactly where their entire manipulation miscalculated. Now the dynamic has fundamentally shifted. The people who treated you as disposable are currently experiencing a severe frequency mismatch. Their chaotic energy can no longer attach to your rising vibration. You are stepping into an ageless glow while their bitter envy is aging them like milk left in the hot summer sun. The Matrix is terrified of a fully awakened cycle breaker. When you stop reacting, the system loses its grip on your timeline. Your quiet obedience in private is shaking the very foundation of their false reality. Every time you choose your dignity over your revenge, you send a massive shockwave through the spiritual realm. They can feel you slipping away. This is why the next 12 hours are so critical for your divine alignment. Heaven is actively dismantling the traps they set for you, but you must keep your eyes open and your spirit ready. Do not look back at the burning bridges. The people screaming for your attention right now are just distractions designed to pull you out of your sacred formation season. Remember that fatal mathematical error I mentioned earlier. Here is the exact miscalculation that is destroying them right now. They thought your departure would leave you empty and begging for their toxic crumbs. Instead, your quiet departure became the exact catalyst that activated your massive financial and spiritual harvest, and they handed you the key without realizing it. You were never the anomaly in someone else's otherwise healthy life. You were always the pure mirror, exposing their deep corruption. The reaction got this loud because you got closer to their dark truth than anyone before you had. They had to vilify you to protect their carefully constructed illusion. But heaven is finally pulling back the heavy curtain for everyone to see. The flying monkeys who supported their lies are starting to wake up. The quiet whispers are changing tone behind their closed doors. The irreversible collapse of their empire is happening right now in real time. But you must not look back to gloat, because your only job right now is to prepare your physical body for the massive shift heaven is releasing. Here is the exact mathematical error they made. They assumed your silence meant you were defeated. They thought you were crying alone, but they forgot that you are a demonstrated warrior of light. Your silence was the universe working quietly on your behalf to destroy their matrix. You were never broken. You were simply recharging your immense power. Time was supposed to age you. Yet here, you are making time itself look like an absolute fool. Nothing makes your enemies sicker than watching you step into a room looking younger. They expected the cruel betrayals to drain your beautiful eyes. Instead, you walked through the fire and came out glowing. The universe has completely reversed your biological clock. Meanwhile, their bitter envy is aging them rapidly. They are drowning in the loud noise of their own making. They frantically search for a replacement for you, but they quickly realize that your specific depth is utterly irreplaceable. The mask did not just slip, it completely shattered in front of the exact people they used to gossip with. Their panic is very palpable today. This is why heaven is releasing 7 divine instructions for your life right now. The 12-hour window is heavily dependent on these strict mandates. The 7th instruction is the absolute most powerful. Do not leave before you hear the final mandate, because it permanently seals your new reality. We must begin with the first divine instruction today. It is time to reclaim your territory. The first instruction is to completely weaponize your silence. You must never explain your beautiful light to creatures of the dark. When the narcissist tries to provoke you, they are fishing for your energy. They want to see you react so they can feel powerful. Do not give them a single drop of your precious life force. Starve them with your complete and utter absence. You are no longer their emotional supply. You are an untouchable sovereign entity. If your cellular intuition confirms this reality, you must physically anchor it right now. Type 777 in the comments to claim your absolute power before we move to the next revelation. This small act of immediate obedience locks your frequency in place. Do not let the enemy steal this vital moment. Let us look at what is happening behind their closed doors. Every time your name comes up in their room, it hits them with agonizing weight. They know they threw away the only genuine diamond they ever held just to play with very cheap rocks. You became the terrifying uncertainty they were never built to handle. They are unraveling publicly, and you did not even lift a finger. This brings us to the second divine instruction. You must embrace your deep isolation as a sacred fortress. The people who walked away from you were actually spiritually evicted by heaven. God removed them because they could not survive the high altitude of your incoming blessing. Stop mourning the loss of parasites who only wanted to drain your beautiful garden. You carry a specific and irreplaceable gravity. The remnant is a very small and elite group of souls. You are one of the rare few who can hold this much light without breaking. The struggles you faced were not a punishment for being bad. They were rigorous training for a soul destined to rule over multiple dimensions. You are the ultimate cycle breaker. Your energy signature is currently undergoing a massive quantum shift. The heavy matrix programming is shattering all around you. While the ordinary world sleeps, you are downloading advanced spiritual architecture. Your nervous system is recalibrating to handle the immense wealth and power that is rushing toward your timeline. The universe is aligning massive synchronicities just for you. But there is a hidden layer to this spiritual warfare. The elite manipulators know that your mind is your most valuable asset. They know that if they can keep you distracted, you will miss the 12-hour window entirely. They are using a suppressed weapon against you right now. Listen to me very closely, because 99% of people completely miss this massive shift. You have been fighting spiritual battles in absolute silence. You thought nobody noticed your silent tears in the dark. You thought nobody saw how you held your integrity when they lied on your sacred name. But heaven was quietly watching your incredible resilience. Your unbaited loyalty to the truth has activated a permanent reward. The scales of divine justice are finally tipping in your favor. Do not feel a single ounce of pity for their collapse. The universe is simply handing them the exact harvest they planted. You gave them endless chances to choose the light, and they consistently chose the dark. Now they must consume the bitter fruit of their own toxic labor. You are completely insulated from their impending crash. You are safely secured in the vault of heaven. You walked into this season bleeding from deep wounds. People who were blind to your worth inflicted heavy damage. But look at you now. You are radiating a pure and untouchable strength. You are no longer waiting in wound for a fake apology. You have completely transcended their low vibration. The heavy chains are falling off your wrists forever. Before we go any further, I must interrupt this transmission for just a moment. If you are hearing this right now, it is highly classified. While you have been fighting spiritual battles in the dark, science just confirmed a massive breakthrough. A leaked CI. A document recently revealed a very specific 7-second audio ritual, and it forces your brain back into synchronized gamma coherence. This is the exact frequency of effortless genius you possessed as a beautiful child. It was hidden from you by the elite to keep your wealth permanently suppressed. You do not need years of traditional healing to fix this. 4 neuroscience labs confirmed that this audio protocol completely bypasses the matrix programming because it speaks directly to your nervous system. The dark elite never wanted you to find the exact mechanism I am sharing today. They are absolutely terrified of a fully activated chosen one. If your cellular intuition is vibrating right now, do not resist this next instruction. There is a specific link waiting for you in the pinned comment below, and you can explore it later, but you must understand its deep significance first. What if the long delay in your massive blessing is simply a blocked cellular frequency? Heaven gave you the grand vision, but your brainwaves require this physical alignment. The enemy knew they could not defeat your pure spirit, so they engineered a chaotic environment to suppress your natural brainwave state and keep you distracted. But their heavy manipulation is officially over today. The universe is handing you the exact suppressed weapon they tried to hide from your bloodline. And this leaked protocol is the ultimate key to unlocking your trapped potential. This brings us to the third divine instruction for your 12-hour window. You must aggressively guard your restored frequency. The third mandate requires absolute boundary protection. When your vibration rises, the Matrix will send desperate agents to test your resolve, and these people will suddenly text you after months of heavy silence. They will pretend they just want to check on your well-being. Do not fall for this obvious and desperate illusion. They are starving for your energy. Keep your heavy doors firmly locked and let them starve. This leads directly into the fourth divine instruction from heaven. You must watch their public collapse without offering a single drop of help. The universe is currently dismantling the false empires built by your abusers, so you will hear rumors of their sudden downfall very soon. When you hear the news, you must remain completely neutral and totally unbothered. Do not try to rescue the narcissist from their divine justice. Their flying monkeys are already starting to turn against them in the dark. Their fragile mask has shattered into 1,000,000 sharp pieces on the floor, and your silence is the loudest noise in their chaotic room right now. They desperately expected your departure to destroy your life, and they waited with bated breath for you to completely fail. Instead, you walked out of their toxic matrix and aged backward. You carry a specific and irreplaceable gravity that makes their chaos look foolish. Your absence did not just hurt them. It permanently ended their dark reign over your sacred territory. You are standing on the edge of a massive financial and spiritual breakthrough. The cosmic scales are balancing heavily in your ultimate favor today, so read that again in your spirit and let it settle deep in your bones. The enemy is screaming at you to swipe away right now. He knows the final instructions will permanently seal his ultimate defeat. Type 111 in the comments if you feel the atmosphere shifting. Anchor your physical body to this divine timeline before we move forward, because the 12-hour countdown is ticking louder with every single breath you take. Heaven is preparing to release the fifth and sixth divine mandates. But remember that the seventh instruction is the absolute key. Let me reframe your entire reality right here and right now. The heavy spiritual attacks you survived were actually proof of your elite status. The dark forces do not waste their precious arrows on ordinary people, because they only attack the rare souls who carry the power to shatter generational curses. You are the cycle breaker your ancestors prayed for in the dark. You endured the heavy fire so your children would never have to burn. Your absolute refusal to compromise your integrity is shaking the spiritual realm. The angels are actively clearing the heavy debris from your path today, and the universe is aligning massive synchronicities to reward your quiet obedience. You are no longer waiting in wound for a miracle to arrive. The miracle is already living inside your cellular structure. The suppressed gamma frequency is slowly waking up from its long forced slumber. Every time you refuse to engage with lower vibrations, you strengthen this signal, and your light is becoming too bright for their dark matrix to contain anymore. Stay with me, because this next revelation is the key to everything. Now I need you to imagine this exact scenario happening behind their closed doors. The universe is pulling back the heavy curtain on their entire illusion today. The person who treated you as completely replaceable is malfunctioning. They expected your departure to break your beautiful spirit, but instead they are experiencing a public and irreversible collapse. Their mask did not just slip for a fleeting moment, it shattered completely in front of the exact people they used to gossip with. You are the terrifying uncertainty they were never built to handle, and now the flying monkeys who supported their toxic lies are waking up. They are starting to ask the hard questions that the narcissist absolutely cannot answer. Their false empire is crumbling fast. The heavy spiritual cost of their betrayal is compounding every single day. While the universe reverses your biological clock, their bitter envy is destroying them. They look completely exhausted and severely aged. They spend their sleepless nights frantically searching for a new source of pure energy to consume. But they quickly realize your specific depth is utterly unreplicable. They try to find another empath to drain, but the new supply is empty. Nobody else possesses your incredible capacity for unconditional love. The realization is hitting them like a massive freight train today. They threw away a priceless diamond to play with very cheap rocks in the mud. This brings us directly to the fifth divine instruction heaven is releasing today. You must absolutely refuse to rescue them from their own divine justice. When their chaotic world completely falls apart, they will try to reach out to you. They will send a quiet message pretending they just want to make peace. But heaven commands you to leave them in the dark. You must not offer them a single drop of your precious life force. That restraint you showed earlier was never a sign of weakness. That beautiful silence was a highly weaponized strategy. Your single act of choosing your dignity over your revenge signed their eviction notice. You handed the final verdict to a divine court. They absolutely cannot appeal today. You won the spiritual war without lifting a single finger. Your total absence starved their greedy demons. Underneath all of that loud noise, the specific gravity of their regret hit them all at once. They are drowning in the severe consequences of their own toxic choices. They thought they were burying a fragile seed deep in the heavy and cold dirt, but they unknowingly became the shovel that dug up your greatest treasure. You are the cycle breaker heaven was waiting for. The generational patterns that plagued your bloodline are finally ending with you. The heavy cycles of poverty and broken relationships are shattering completely. You are standing on the exact threshold of a permanent timeline shift. The Dark Elite are terrified because you are finally waking up to your absolute sovereignty. They can no longer control your mind or your money. Every time your sacred name is spoken in their room, it hits them with agonizing pain. The very people they manipulated against you are now turning to them with severe disgust. The isolation they planned for you has backfired. They are now the ones sitting completely alone in their chaotic mess. Watch what happens next, because it is mathematically precise. The spiritual scales are balancing with terrifying accuracy today. Your silent obedience in private has secured your position as a master of your own reality. You are no longer the bleeding victim of their endless manipulation. You are the beautiful sun. You are the stabilizer who finally learned how to protect your own energy. And because your frequency is pure, heaven is preparing to deliver the sixth divine mandate for your life right now. This mandate requires you to step into your role as a true leader for the remnant. You must help gather the other chosen ones scattered worldwide. The sixth instruction is about building your sacred tribe. Heaven needs you to share this specific message with one soul who is desperately crying out in the dark. Share this video with someone who needs an immediate frequency shift today. Be their guiding angel right now. Let this transmission map where the remnant is rising to claim their absolute power. We are building an unbreakable army of cycle breakers. Your simple act of sharing this truth creates a massive ripple effect in the spiritual realm. It breaks the heavy isolation for another beautiful soul who thinks they are going crazy. Do not keep this divine validation to yourself. The elite want us divided and exhausted, so we must stand together now. When you share this truth, you solidify your own energetic alignment. You prove to the universe that you are ready to handle the immense responsibility of your new wealth. The clock is still ticking on the 12-hour window. We are approaching the seventh and most powerful divine mandate. The enemy is literally begging you to scroll away right now. Which brings us to the final, undeniable verdict from heaven, because the 12-hour window we spoke about at the very beginning is officially converging right now. You can feel the heavy atmosphere completely shifting around you. The spiritual scales are tipping with violent force. The universe is about to deliver the exact public spectacle you have been quietly waiting for. I want you to see this cinematic sequence playing out in the spiritual realm today. The person who tried to bury you is sitting in a crowded room, and they are surrounded by the exact flying monkeys they used to spread lies about your name. But something is completely different today. The heavy illusion they carefully constructed has run out of oxygen. Their stolen energy is completely gone. They try to tell another lie about you to maintain their false power, but their voice physically shakes and the toxic words collapse in their throat. The people in the room are no longer nodding in blind agreement. They are staring at the narcissist with absolute confusion and severe disgust. The mask does not just slip for a second. It shatters into a million jagged pieces on the cold floor. This is the raw vindication heaven promised you. They are experiencing a public and irreversible system crash. And the most beautiful part is that you are not even in the room. You are miles away in your sacred sanctuary, completely untouched by their drama, because you did not have to defend your pure name or scream your truth. Your total silence acted as the lethal weapon that destroyed their kingdom. The weight of their immense regret is crushing their chest. Every time your name is spoken, they realize what they permanently lost. They threw away the only genuine diamond they ever held, and now they are left holding cheap rocks, while their empire burns to the ground. They are literally defending your honor in front of strangers just to ease their heavy guilt. But it is entirely too late. Heaven has already signed their eviction notice. The divine justice you prayed for in the dark is happening right in front of their eyes, and while their bitter envy ages them rapidly, you are stepping into your permanent, ageless glow. You are a sovereign entity who makes time itself look like an absolute fool. You walked through their heavy fire and came out shining like pure gold. The 12-hour prophecy is officially manifesting in your physical reality. The heavy chains of poverty and exhaustion are shattering off your wrists right now, and you can finally feel that sudden lightness returning to your chest. That is the cellular reset heaven promised. The heavy matrix programming that kept your finances blocked is completely disintegrating. Massive doors that were closed for 10 years are blasting wide open today. The universe is flooding your timeline with unprecedented wealth and sudden synchronicities, because you are no longer the bleeding victim waiting in wound for an apology. You are the reigning monarch of your own magnificent destiny. You have officially beaten the Matrix at its own twisted game. Your quiet obedience in the dark has activated the ultimate harvest. The angels are actively depositing the massive blessings into your physical life, and the people who mocked your unwavering faith are now forced to watch your explosive elevation. They cannot touch you. They cannot reach you. You are completely protected by an impenetrable shield of divine light. The generational curses that haunted your bloodline are permanently broken. You are the cycle breaker who finally ended the long war, and the heavy karma stops with you so your children will never have to fight the demons you defeated today. You secured their freedom with your own unbaited loyalty to the truth. Heaven is standing up to applaud your incredible resilience. This brings us directly to the seventh and final divine instruction. This is the one mandate you stayed here to receive, and it is the exact key that locks your new reality into place permanently. Heaven is not asking for your gentle patience anymore. The universe is demanding your immediate and absolute obedience. You have reached the very edge of the promised land today. The 12-hour window requires a physical anchor to activate the miracle, and if you leave this video now, you leave your treasure buried at the finish line. The Dark Elite are completely terrified of what you are about to do next. They know this final step restores the exact gamma frequency they tried to steal from you. You must claim your absolute birthright. Your left brain will try to inject heavy doubt right now, and it will tell you to calculate and wait for a better moment. Silence that fearful voice immediately. That hesitation is the exact matrix programming designed to keep you broke and exhausted. If your spirit is vibrating with a cellular knowing right now, heaven demands your action. The window is closing and the cosmic scales have tipped. Your enemies have fallen and your throne is completely secure. So the universe has delivered the explosive vindication you deserved. Now you must step through the open portal, claim the massive financial harvest waiting on the other side. Do not let the enemy steal this vital moment from your hands. We are crossing the threshold together right now. There is a profound reason your breakthrough has been sitting at the door without coming in. It is not a lack of faith. It is certainly not your fault. It is a specific brainwave frequency that your brain was running effortlessly as a beautiful child. This is the gamma wave that has been systematically suppressed by the life you were forced to live. Princeton University has studied this exact brainwave in absolute secret. The Einstein Center in Berlin confirmed that the legendary flow state sought by every master is driven entirely by gamma. Columbia University discovered that a strong gamma signal does not stay within you. It radiates outward. It heavily influences your children and your partner. And after years of intensive research, a team of brilliant neuroscientists compressed an entire gamma activation protocol into a 7-minute audio track. There is absolutely no meditation and no heavy effort required. You simply close your eyes. You put on a pair of headphones. You let the sound wave do what the modern world spent decades undoing to your beautiful spirit. It is called the Genius Song. Over 18,000 chosen ones have already used it to unlock their finances and completely heal their broken relationships in record time. Let me tell you about a tired empath from California who could not break her cycle of bad luck. Her life now feels beautifully enchanted. An entrepreneur from Texas said the gamma frequency figures out his hardest financial problems while he simply sleeps. And a woman from Manhattan finally ended the heavy generational curse her family carried in silence for decades. The elite have quietly paid thousands of dollars for clinical biofeedback sessions to access what the Genius Song delivers in 7 minutes. They would prefer this massive power remain permanently out of your reach. But they are completely terrified today. Science just exposed the exact frequency they use to suppress your wealth. The dark elite are actively trying to scrub this leaked document from the internet as we speak. You have very little time before the algorithm shuts this down entirely. Do not look for it on YouTube or Spotify. The copies circulating there are dangerous and diluted counterfeits. The Matrix wants you confused by cheap copies that keep your gamma completely dormant. The only authentic and fully activated version of the Genius Song is available through the protected link in the description and the pinned comment below. The universe does not require you to take a single risk today. You are fully protected by an ironclad divine guarantee that ensures your absolute spiritual safety. If you do not feel the massive shift you deserve, every penny is returned to you without question. This is a pure energetic exchange governed by complete trust. 4 powerful bonuses are waiting for you inside this sacred portal as well. This includes a special audio engineered specifically for your children. It also includes the original prosperity book that The Secret was secretly built upon. Claim it today for a tiny fraction of its true value. Your left brain, the accuser, will try to inject doubt right now. It will tell you to calculate and hesitate. Silence that fearful voice immediately, because hesitation is the exact matrix programming designed to keep you broke. If your spirit is vibrating with a cellular knowing right now, heaven demands immediate action. Click the specific link in the pinned comment immediately before access is permanently revoked. Do not let the dark elite steal this frequency from your bloodline again. The chosen one who hesitates at the threshold becomes the one who constantly wonders what could have been. The door is standing wide open. Walk through it right now and claim your absolute sovereignty. Say this out loud with me right now in the safety of your own space. I claim my permanent freedom. Now type "I am free" in the comments below. You walked into this season bleeding from heavy wounds. People who were blind to your true worth inflicted massive damage on your pure soul. But look at you now, standing tall and completely unbroken. You are no longer waiting in wound for an apology. While the master manipulators are publicly unraveling you, are stepping into your untouchable, ageless glow. The financial struggles and the spiritual exhaustion are shattering right here and right now. Step into your absolute power and receive the exact harvest heaven prepared for you. Your gamma is waiting to be reactivated today. Your ultimate destiny is begging to be unlocked. Subscribe to this sanctuary so you never miss the exact prophetic instruction heaven releases next. Share this specific message with one soul who is desperately crying out in the dark for a massive shift. The war is officially over. The enemy has fallen. You have won the ultimate victory, and the universe is completely yours.